Hello and welcome. You're watching Wealth Creators on Money9, India's first multilingual platform for personal finance from TV9 News Network. I'm Sakshi Batra, and on this show, we talk about those stocks that have given exponential returns to investors' portfolios in the past. And today on this show, because it's the first trading session of financial year 2022, it's the first day, we are going to be focusing on what will be creating wealth for you and for investors in FY22. So all those stocks, all those sectors, how will markets perform? All of that will be the focus over the next 5 minutes. Let's quickly take a look at how the markets have fared in FY21 and what's the outlook over there. First up, FY21. The markets have really performed robustly. We've seen, returns worth about 70% when you talk about the benchmark indices performance. The Sensex and the Nifty rose about and rallied about 70% in trade. What really pushed the markets to rise up so high? Well, it was the liquidity measures, the stimulus measures taken by the government, by the RBI, that infused liquidity, infused the money in the markets as well, that continuously helped the markets to rebound from the lows that we had seen in March 2020 because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the following lockdown. And the sustained flows by foreign institutional investors continued to provide enough support to the markets as well. And that's the kind of performance we've seen in the markets over the FY21 financial year as well. So what do we expect now going on to FY22? Here are the expectations from top brokerage houses, top analysts of markets, so that you can take your notes down as to how they expect the markets to move in FY22 and which are the focus areas where you should keep an eye out on for your portfolio as well. First up, Gaurav Garg, Head of Research, Capital Wire Global Research. He spoke to us and he told us that he expects the Nifty to touch about 16,500. It's right now trading below 15,000 levels. From the current levels, there is a huge upside that he believes on the Nifty. The Sensex also he believes to be touching 56,300 by the end of FY22. So what are the stocks to buy? He says that one should look at stocks from the large cap space, including from the IT space like TCS. HDFC Life Insurance has been a good performer, will continue to surge high. Grasim has been the flavor in the last 2 months. We have seen the industrials, economy-related stocks doing well. So Grasim will continue to be something that he will keep an eye out on. From the pharma space, it's going to be Biocon and Sun Pharma that he believes that investors should keep an eye out on and definitely buy with a long-term view as well. Moving on to the next stocks that are being recommended by Rajnath Yadav, who's the research analyst at Choice Broking. He says that the Sensex may remain in the range between 52,000 to 55,000 in FY22. And what stocks should you really buy for FY22 in case you're building a portfolio today? Rajnath says that today you must look at adding some stocks to your portfolio from the telecom space, which includes stocks like Bharti Airtel. L&T from the infra space will continue to be in flavor. He believes Happiest Minds Technologies, the latest debutant and a performer that we had seen in FY21 will continue to perform in FY22 as well. ICICI Bank from the banking space, the large cap bank, will continue to outshine, so keep that on your radar as well. And Tata Motors, remember this stock has been the biggest performer and the best performer as far as the Nifty stocks are concerned for FY21. Over 350% kind of returns is what it has given for its investors. And Rajnath believes that FY22 also may have some good news coming in for the Tata Motors investors as well. Moving on to, A.K. Prabhakar's list of recommendations. He's the head of research from IDBI Capital Market. He believes that the focus should be on the market leaders in the sectors that have seen over 70% normalization to pre-COVID levels. That's the strategy, that's the approach that investors should have. Now, which are the stocks that he asks you to keep on your radar? He is saying that Alembic Pharma from the pharma space is something he's positive on. Bayer Corp, Johnson Controls, Hitachi, the maker of ACs, definitely with the coming of the summer season, it is going to be in demand. Nestle from the FMCG pack still continues to be in flavor. HDFC Life Insurance, another common stock that we've seen from the previous analyst recommendations list as well. So take these names down and speak to your financial advisor, see which stocks will fit best into your portfolio. But these are recommendations coming in from those brokerage houses. IDBI Capital Market has given these 5 stocks for FY22. Moving on to the next stock list that we've got from Rusmik Oza. Now, he's the Executive Vice President and Head of Fundamental Research at Kotak Securities. He says that small caps have a better scope to outperform the large caps. Even in FY21, we've seen the small cap index give robust returns, outperforming the benchmarks. 113% kind of a return is what we've seen in small caps in FY21 as opposed to about 70% returns, which we've seen in Sensex and Nifty. So that is going to be again in flavor. Now, the stocks that he expects you to buy include from the life insurance space again, SBI Life, Bharti Airtel, another common list that we've got, L&T again, a common stock we've seen from these, a bunch of analysts that we are talking about today. Kalpataru Power is a new one, and Escorts again. These 5 stocks is where Rusmik Oza is bullish on. He believes you should look at these stocks for FY22 and add to your portfolio as well. Another list of stocks we have for you, and that is from Gaurav Dua. He's the Senior VP, Head of Capital Market Strategy at Sharekhan by BNP Paribas. Now, what he says is that there is a scope of about 12 to 15% returns in benchmark indices in FY22. He believes the stocks one must look at and focus on: Mahindra Life Spaces, Polycab, Kirloskar Oil Engines, Dalmia Bharat, and Gland Pharma. Take those names down. Gland Pharma is the latest entrant, and we've seen a good performance by it after the IPO as well. So continue to focus on all of these stocks as well for FY22. Next up, we have Siddharth Kemka, the Head of Retail Research at Motilal Oswal Financial Services. What does he say? He says that from the next 12 months perspective, apart from where he's positive on, say, IT, BFSI, healthcare, telecom, auto and consumers, some of the cyclicals and metals, cement, oil and gas and PSU space also looks good. So a whole lot of sectors that are going to be buzzing, according to Mr. Kemka, in the year FY22. Which are the stocks that he's focused on? From the infra space, he's betting on L&T, Sun Pharma from the Pharma pack, Infosys from IT pack, BPCL from the oil and gas space, and Tata Power from the power space as well. All in all, we've spoken to you about 31 stocks in this entire 5-minute space where you can look at and research about this basket of 30 stocks, which are being recommended by these top brokerage houses and top analysts of Indian markets. Speak to your financial advisor and see which of these stocks fit best in your portfolio and how should you build a wealth creating portfolio for yourself in FY21. We keep giving you all these suggestions so that you can clearly have a short-listed view of what should be your focus in FY22. With that, we wrap up this edition of Wealth Creators, but a whole lot of coverage on markets and personal finance awaits for you on Money9.com. So stay tuned. On to us.